last week on WOS Wrestling.
We are going to have our first ever female battle royal.
Two powerhouses faced off in the ring for the very first time. But as the whole women's division went to war...
barely hanging on.
It was the chap who came through again.
The champ retains, unbelievable.
It was double trouble for Crater against Gabriel Kidd and Liam Slater.
The sheer size of this monstrous man.
Yet it seemed no trouble at all as he demolished them both.
This match is over.
Oh, no way, no way. Oh, my. This week, it's the tag team tournament final. The Bully and the Big Mouth versus the WOS Bromance that got pulses racing.
Do not adjust your televisions. We are now entering handsome vision.
And their own blood boiling.
He did what he had to do. There's some dissension between the two.
And after the cheating, beating, and the betrayal, Joe Hendry meets his nemesis for a war that will end in submission. To a jam-packed WOS arena.
Last week we saw a truly epic all-female battle royal. But first up tonight, our WOS champion Rampage faces a huge test, and his title is on the line.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following match is a single match, and it's scheduled for one fall. Introducing to you firstly, weighing in at 260 pounds, British Bulldog.
Well, this is a huge match. Stu Bennett, you kept us in the dark. Well, what a way to kick off this episode.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw him last week, a loser in the tag team tournament, of course, because he was paired with Grado. But this guy, Bulldog Jr., is a winner through and through. One of my absolute favourites.
Also weighing in at 260 pounds, he's the reigning WOS champion from Leeds, Rampage!
The man that holds the greatest prize in WOS wrestling, the heavyweight championship. And speaking of prizes, look at these two. Shawn Samuels and CJ Banks once again accompanying Rampage down to the ring. Explain that one, Stu.
Well, there are flames exploding on the stage for Rampage's entrance, but believe me, the temperature drops every time he walks out here.
Despite things that have been said by myself and you as well, Val, there is no denying that Rampage has been a fighting champion since winning that title. He's taken on all comers, and they've come thick and fast.
There's no use in denying it, because if we do, Stu is here to remind us.
This is two absolute beasts in the ring, two true heavyweights. This is like Mike Tyson against Frank Bruno. And everybody watching at home, I assure you, you do not want to be in the ring with either of these two men. I've been in there with both of them. It is like fighting a brick wall.
Davey Boy Smith Jr. is going back to that headlock because, as we've said before, if you control the head, you control the body, and there is nobody more dangerous in WOS than our champion Rampage.
Something I've just noticed about Bulldog Jr. is the fact that he is wearing a gun shield, a mouth guard, quite rare in the world of professional wrestling. We were comparing to boxers earlier, but that's a different approach there from the Bulldog.
That's why he's got such good teeth. Look at this hip block. Oh, and a hip toss reversal. And so far, it looks like Davey Boy Smith Jr. has our champion's number, Stu.
Undoubtedly, Rampage is a massive man. But Davey Boy Smith Jr., the Bulldog, he's manhandling Rampage, the champion there. Rampage is not used to that at all.
And you have to believe that somewhere, his father, the legendary British Bulldog, is looking down, swelling with pride of his son on this platform, on this stage, having this opportunity against Rampage.
Absolutely, he is my personal hero. He's the whole reason I'm in this business. Bulldog knows that, and look at this. From Rampage, taking the big man down.
Even I have to admit that Rampage as a champion, you know, he's a fighting champion, he's an amazing competitor, but I have to imagine what it would be like to see the British Bulldog Jr., Davey Boy Smith, be our WOS champion. I mean, imagine the nostalgia. How special would that be, Alex?
The spotlight, sorry to cut you off there, Val, but the spotlight that Rampage has received so far from being the WOS heavyweight champion, that will be magnified if Bulldog Jr. gets his hands on that title.
Let me flip it across this way. What would it mean for Rampage if he was to beat the son of the British Bulldog on this stage? And talking to the Bulldog, he's channeling his father now with that delayed vertical suplex, just like his dad, and the champion lands hard.
20 stone held in the air. Rampage is a huge man, and he held him up there effortlessly. It would be huge for Rampage's career to claim a scalp, a huge international scalp like Bulldog Jr.
Wow, the power of the British Bulldog Jr. He is a spectacular, spectacular athlete.
Yeah, it has to be noted that Rampage is used to competing against smaller men than himself.
Wow, look at that.
He's used to being able to bully people.
And what you're seeing in this contest is it's something that's so difficult to quantify when you have a champion that doesn't talk. It's how the mind of the champion works. And you're seeing it right now. You said it there, methodical.
Here's the thing about Rampage. He doesn't talk because he doesn't feel he needs to communicate with anybody. He does his talking in the ring.
No stranger to mind games is CJ Banks and Shaw Samuels on the outside there. I'm keeping a watchful eye on these two.
Rampage going to town on that left knee of the challenger. And I was going to say just there, CJ Banks and Shaw Samuels haven't been a factor in this, and now they are. Look at this. We knew it was inevitable. We knew it was going to happen, and the damage has just been done.
Oh, I knew it. I'd be shocked if they didn't interfere at this point. Come on.
That is the strategy of Rampage. It's been so effective so far, but desperation perhaps. Bulldog Jr. pulling Rampage into that steel ring post. Can he shake off the cobwebs here?
And that was the opening that the challenger needed. Can he get to his feet and restore some semblance of control in this huge showdown as an opening contest goes on WOS this week? Oh, and Rampage hits the corner.
Well, he's on his feet. I don't know how good his balance is going to be. And look at that, a huge backdrop. All 20 stone of Rampage thrown up in the air. And look at Bulldog Jr. stumbling around the ring. The damage has already been done to that knee.
And that side Russian leg sweep. And now we're seeing it. The challenger feeling it. He's coming back to his feet. And I think Rampage, if he was unable to make Davey Boy Smith Jr. submit with what we've seen, he may just be in trouble with a Northern Light suplex. Refereeing, he didn't have enough with that knee to make the bridge. Did you see that, Stu?
Absolutely saw, and I guarantee you that Rampage knows all about it too.
For those that missed it, that move normally ends in a bridge. Davey Boy Smith Jr. went for that bridge to get the pin, and he couldn't have it because his knee gave way, and Rampage has gone straight back to it.
Rampage caught a break there, but look at this power slam. Take your eye off the Bulldog for 1 second, and he will hurt you every time.
Got the drama in this. This is like Shakespeare mixed with a Premier League final. I mean, this is the quality and the caliber of what you can expect in the WOS arena.
He's wounded, but he's not finished. He wants that WOS Heavyweight Championship around his waist. There is nothing he won't do to win this match.
And now that knee is causing serious problems as Davey Boy Smith Jr. goes for the move invented by his uncle, the legendary Dynamite Kid. Oh, he's going for that. Oh, look at that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's how you shut up Shaw Samuels.
Don't get distracted. Because you... Oh, he's got him on the shoulders. You know what's coming up now? Wow.
Running power slam attempt, I think.
Oh, and he's got it. Is that implant DDT? No way. No, not like this. Not like this. And Rampage retains.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner and still WOS champion, Rampage!
What a performance by Rampage. Bulldog Jr. going for that running power slam, but in a inadvertently, I think. Rampage's finger might have gone in Bulldog's eye. He drops it.
Let's just call a spade here. You can say it, Stu. What a performance by Rampage and CJ Banks and Shaw Samuels.
This does not look good at all. This is like a wounded gazelle surrounded by a pack of lions.
Surely they're not going to... Davey Boy Smith Jr. needs to get out of that ring and get out fast.
What's going to happen?
But it's Jestyn Sysum. Jestyn Sysum coming to the aid of the son of a legend, and this one could break down.
I did show you, he's the hero that we all need.
Okay.
What's Stu doing?
Stu Bennett has a microphone.
Okay, gentlemen, hold your horses. Jestyn Sysum, looks like you enjoy sticking your nose in other people's business. Well, unfortunately for you, WOS wrestling is my business, and I don't appreciate that. But I'm a fair man, and it appears that you seem to have won the hearts of this audience. So here's what I'm gonna do. You're gonna be in our main event tonight. In a 2-on-1 handicap match against CJ Banks and Shaw Samuels.
What a development.
And if by hook or by crook you can win that match, then maybe I will give you another crack at Rampage.
Wow.
That was a firm maybe.
Massive main event set up for the end of this show, but when we return, a huge grudge match, and we are going to crown, before the end of the program, new WOS Tag Team Champions. Don't you dare go anywhere. Coming up next, it's our first ever submission match. Martin Kirby versus Joe Hendry. Let's go to the ring.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following contest is a submission match. Would you welcome to the ring, firstly, from Edinburgh, Scotland, Joe Hendry.
Well, Joe Hendry demanded this match, Stu Bennett. And what was his reason? Why did he want a submission match?
Well, quite simply, Martin Kirby has built a bit of a reputation for himself, bending the rules, shall we say. Now, he's been scoring pinfalls by using his feet on the ropes for extra leverage, which is illegal, but these referees have been missing it. Of course, I've been fighting them every time. So, Joe Hendry's demanded a submission match, so Martin Kirby cannot utilize his main method of winning matches.
It's hard to pay attention to what you guys are saying when we're being serenaded by Joe Hendry. It's Joe Hendry in concert.
I'm trying to distract everyone from it.
Oh, I love it.
His opponent from Thirsk, North Yorkshire, Martin Kirby.
Absolutely right, Stu. Martin Kirby has... Well, Martin Kirby's got his arm in a sling.
That looked too good, does it?
This does not look good at all. What on earth has happened here?
Well, I wasn't aware... I mean, it seems a bit weird that he had... Hold on, let me ask you a question. If his arm was really in a sling, why would he have his wrestling costume on?
Looks pretty bad.
You read that. You read that now.
He just handed our ring announcer a note.
Dear WOS management, as much as Martin would love to beat and embarrass Joe Hendry...
Well, that's rude.
In this submission match, he unfortunately injured himself last night styling his hair.
What?
And tore a hamstring muscle.
Maybe it was his nostril hair.
Furthermore, he has a bad case of the sniffles.
I can't even. The sniffles.
It's been going around.
Which could develop into full-on case of man flu. Therefore,
God
he
forbid.
won't be able to compete tonight. Lots of love, Martin Kirby's mum.
Oh, okay. No, well, there we go.
Mrs. Kirby, this is disgusting.
Are you joking?
Oh, Martin Kirby. Like, clearly we want to send our sympathies and our best wishes to Martin Kirby at this point. Everyone at WO. Well, we put health at a premium here at WOS. Yes, obviously.
It was from his
the
mama.
last thing we want is any of our athletes
It wasn't from
to
his
succumb to
mum.
an injury or anything like that.
It was
I mean, it was
Martin
an look
Kirby.
at this.
Oh, come on. Martin Kirby's a crybaby.
He's close to man flu.
Martin Crybaby. I've renamed him. He's Martin Crybaby.
Well, proper proceedings finally underway, and I don't know why you're trying to help him play make-believe, Stu, but it's starting to get real now as Hendry goes to work on the man who walked out on him in the tag team tournament and then cheated to beat him just 3 weeks ago.
The prestigious one is having none of that sick note. Get back in there.
This Martin Kirby, fortunately, seems to have shaken off his ailment somewhat, but I mean, what a man competing in this matchup against a man like Joe Hendry, who is a Commonwealth Games level competitor. Commonwealth Games is supposed to be about fairness.
Mentioning that Commonwealth Games, Stu, that's why I asked you why Joe Hendry requested this match, because he is not a submission specialist. His finishing move is a submission, but it's not like he does MMA or anything. The Commonwealth Games is amateur wrestling, but the fact that you said it's so he can prevent Martin Kirby from using the ropes and illegally cheating to win, which he's done every single time, is a smart strategy. But from where I'm sat, it looks like Hendry just wants a big old slice of revenge. Oh, and he's going for that submission now.
Could he have possibly been going for that Hendry lock? Martin Kirby on the outside. Joe Hendry. Oh, look at this. Cheap tactics by Martin Crybaby.
You're like a dog with a bone there, Val, with that new name.
Just one of the sniffles that get out of wrestling free card.
I've used it many times. What are you talking about, Val?
In all fairness, that man flu's fairly serious, but carrying on now.
Oh, my goodness.
Our first submission match.
And don't forget, we've got another grudge match coming up in our main event as Jestyn Sysum goes up against both of Rampage's goons in a 2-on-1 contest that might just earn Sysum a crack at the champ. And before that, this new era's first WOS Tag Team Champions will finally be crowned.
Yeah, that is going to be big, big, big. But going back to this matchup, well, Martin Kirby not endearing himself to this audience at all, but that's not what it's about. It's not about being popular, it's about winning. And let's face it, the favorite in this kind of matchup, the submission-style matchup, has to be Joe Hendry, but the unorthodox approach of Martin Kirby is really the X-factor in this one.
That elaborate display that we saw from Martin Kirby was out of fear. Fear because he knows that a decorated athlete like Joe Hendry, who's just back from the 2018 Commonwealth Games, would show him up in a submission match. Absolutely. Down goes Martin Kirby.
Doctor Who's Your Daddy? Look at that from Joe Hendry. Huge backdrop, and this one continues. If he can get that leg working, we may just see a submission. Oh!
Trips Joe Hendry, the prestigious one, into the turnbuckle there.
Clearly, surprisingly, despite the start of this matchup, Joe Hendry is the one who's looking worse for wear. Perhaps he's strained a hamstring now. He's limping around the ring.
Martin Kirby going to the small of the back there. I said earlier, you know, this submission match is to prevent Martin Kirby from using the ropes, but that does not mean he's not going to do everything else he can to cheat. He's a weasel. That's what I hate to say it, but if his spirit animal is a weasel, a pink weasel.
Well, Kirby now targeting the small of the back of Joe Hendry. That flying uppercut to the lower back of Hendry there, really taking its toll. Here we go. Here, what's he going for? Oh, backbreaker again.
Look at the showboating from the pink weasel, Martin Kirby.
Did you like that?
Yeah, that's what he is.
How many nicknames are you going to give him?
All of the ones he deserves, all the unflattering ones. Oh, he's got Joe Hendry in a precarious position here. Look at the look of pain on Joe Hendry's face.
What started the rivalry? Let me remind you, in our first ever episode, Kirby and Hendry were tag team partners in our tag team title tournament, and Kirby refused to share the spotlight, jumped off the apron and left Joe Hendry on his own, and that led to the end of that team, the end of that friendship, and our first ever submission match.
Well, Kirby clinging on for dear life, but that was enough to knock him down, and here's Hendry. Straight back down to the mat. Of course, pinfall's worthless right now. He needs a submission, does Kirby, and once again zoning in on that that spine. Perhaps the neck here. This is a wear down hold, softening Joe Hendry up for submission.
This crowd getting on the back of Martin Kirby, as Martin Kirby is on the back of Joe Hendry, and now he's going. Well, I mean, I guess it's not a submission, but if Joe Hendry passes out, this one's over.
Yeah, the referee can step in and call a submission for him if he's unconscious. Obviously, the health of our athletes is pivotal here. The referee's keeping a very close eye on Joe Hendry. I mean, you see that hand of Hendry dropping. I don't think there's any life here. I think he might be out here. Look at him, it's floppy.
Look at that. Oh, it's limp as a piece of string. It goes down once. It goes down twice, and if it goes down a third, this one will be over.
I think he's out. I think he's out unconscious.
Wow.
There we go. Something just about twigging in Joe Hendry. This is your last chance to dance, my friend. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Joe Hendry is back in the race, and this submission match continues.
Well, his lower back has taken a ton of punishment in this match, but somehow he summoned the strength to effectively deadlift Martin Kirby over his head.
Kirby runs straight into that clothesline and a back elbow by Joe Hendry, who's looking for redemption and looking for a submission, and hits a neck breaker.
Martin Kirby's head snapping against the canvas there.
Oh, and there's that big slam finishing move, and oh, and Hendry had that well scouted. Oh, and he gets the Hendry lock, the ankle lock submission. Oh, look at that reversal by Martin Kirby.
Yeah, this is going down fast. Wow, huge spine buster.
And now, oh, look at this. What an insult. What an insult. He goes, oh, and he reversed it back into his own submission.
That was it from Joe Hendry. He was not going to be beaten with his own move, the Hendry lock. He's got this locked in the middle of the ring, and look at this. Perhaps no escape attempt.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Joe Hendry.
Take that, Sniffles. Get out of here, Martin Kirby.
For those not familiar, the tap out, of course, is equal to a verbal submission.
Absolutely, that was so exciting. I love the prestigious one. Joe Hendry was victorious here tonight. All right, I can't wait for this one, guys. This is what we've all been waiting for. When we return, tag team champions will be crowned right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to WOS Wrestling. We are about to witness the final of our tag team tournament, and we're about to crown new WOS Tag Team Champions.
It's Jestyn, Rees and Kip Sabian against Nathan Cruz and Adam Maxted. Let's go to the ring.
Introducing to you firstly, weighing a combined total of 419 pounds, from Gloucester and Galston, Jestyn, Rees and Kip Sabian.
To describe this team we're looking at right now is cohesion. They have been on the same page from the word go in this tournament, and that could prove pivotal tonight in this final.
And their opponents weighing in at a combined total of 415 pounds, from Belfast and Kingston upon Hull, Adam Maxted, Nathan
Last week in their semi-final, they were victorious, but of course we saw some signs of dissension there, some disagreement perhaps between Nathan Cruz and Adam Maxted. Hopefully they've got themselves back on the same page for this one, because this is for the new WOS Tag Team Championships.
And what's really interesting for me about this match is that the crowd have never taken to either team. You know, in many ways, they are both rule breakers. They're both cocky, they're both arrogant, and they've both worked their way, in some ways maybe weaseled their way, into the finals. Don't take anything away from them athletically. They're tremendous wrestlers, but that adds a different dynamic to this title showdown.
Yeah, and here the referee, we're getting our first glimpse of those gleaming new tag team titles. That is what it's all about. That's what these men have been battling out in this tag team tournament for the last few weeks. It all ends tonight. We're going to crown our first champs.
Those dazzling WOS Tag Team Championships are gorgeous, but I have to say, there's 4 good-looking men in the ring. They're all radiating confidence.
Yeah, I'm less concerned about how they look and more concerned about how their performance. It has to be said, these four men have been outstanding so far during WOS wrestling.
That's true. The stakes have never been higher for these two tag teams.
Kick Sabian now. Coming in there. It's Sabian and Maxted. Sabian, the smallest member of this match, walks straight into a dropkick by former Love Island contestant Adam Maxted.
The condition of these four athletes, you can tell they practically live in the gym.
And look at Cruz, up and over.
Beautiful.
And that is a big
The move
man
was great, too.
flying over the top rope.
Cruz, the mind of a veteran in the body of a youngster. Baseball slide comes through. Kip Sabian gets his leg caught, turns around and an enziguri by a show stealer. And Nathan, this is interesting. Did you see that Nathan Cruz is actually encouraging this crowd to get behind him and Adam Maxted?
Yeah, I'm not convinced they like Nathan Cruz. Maybe they just like him slightly more than they do the guys on the other side.
I think he needs that motivation from the crowd here at WOS Arena.
That was a fantastic move by Cruz and Maxted. Clearly have got their differences figured out. They are looking sharp in the early goings here.
And there's an old saying that my enemy's enemy is my friend, and I got a feeling that's how the WOS crowd feel about Nathan Cruz and Adam Maxted. Look at this.
Well, the referee there causing a huge distraction.
A lot of attitude from the alpha male, Jestyn Rees. He's the kind of guy my mom warned me about.
And a drop kick. Well, I hope Jestyn Rees' mum warned him about an Adam Maxted drop kick, because that one has changed the tide of this contest.
There we go. Here goes Maxted going for that tag. Cruz, but Kip Sabian just too fast.
Oh, smart by the
Knocking
youngster.
Cruz off the apron. Maxted unable to make the tag. His partner's down and out. And Jestyn Rees desperately needs to get Maxted back in his own corner, away from the opposition corner.
Shades of Love Island being out there all by yourself. Now look, here he is, all by himself. And Kip Sabian coming in with a huge drop kick. That was beautiful.
Referee down for a 2. Wow.
Look at the balance and poise of Kip Sabian. He could have been an Olympic athlete. He could have been a gymnast.
He could have been in a boy band. I mean, Kip Sabian has got all the tools to be a national and international wrestling star, and that's why he's here in the finals of the most important tag team match in the illustrious history of WOS.
I heard he turned down a very lucrative modeling career to pursue professional wrestling. Looks like he made the right choice.
Such is the allure of WOS wrestling and these tag team titles. Everything getting put on the line here.
Well, he may have made the right decision, but I tell you what, if Nathan Cruz gets in that ring, it may turn into the wrong decision because he's pumped up on the outside.
And look at the arrogance of Jestyn Rees just laughing in the face of Nathan Cruz. We've known Nathan Cruz as the cocky one, but perhaps today the tables have turned. The alpha male is acting pretty cocky himself.
Well, if I could ask for your executive opinion, Stu, who do you see as our new WOS Tag Team Champions?
I mean, come on, the way this is going, the way Jestyn Rees is manhandling Adam Maxted, and look at these strikes from Kip Sabian. This is only going in one direction, and you can tell this team sees the finish line in sight.
Now, goes for the cover. It's a 1, it's a 2, but you know, can you imagine for any of these 4 young men just how deeply rooted the desire to be the first WOS Tag Team Champions is? They have gone through hell and high water to make it to our finals, and one of these 2 teams is going to leave with those belts.
Someone has to win and someone has to lose.
And this could be all. In all seriousness, it's a 2 and Maxted kicks out. Can you believe the agility of someone as big as Jestyn Rees? This guy really is an alpha male.
Yeah, he's unreal, but for the first time in this matchup, I'm seeing a little frustration etched on his face as they cannot put Maxted away. Somehow, Maxted managing to hang in there. He's like Bambi on ice at the moment. He's all over the place. He's running on fumes. I have no idea what is keeping him upright at this point.
What's keeping him up, I think, is the dream of becoming a WOS Tag Team Champion.
He's certainly dreaming right now.
He may be unconscious in a moment as he hits that corner for a second time. Nathan Cruz has been kept on the outside of the ring this entire contest, and if the tag can be made, the dynamic of this match will shift enormously.
There we go, springing out of the turnbuckle. Somehow that must have been on instinct. Maxted taking down the alpha male, Jestyn Rees. Both men down and out. This is the opportunity that Maxted has been clawing for to get over to his tag team partner, Nathan Cruz, and make the tag. The fresh man desperate to get into this matchup.
And listen to this crowd. They know that the difference maker in this tag team title tournament showdown may just be upon us. If Jestyn Rees can make the tag, then it's over for Cruz and Maxted. If Maxted can make the tag,
Maxted has barely moved. He's made the tag.
And look at Cruz, he's a house of fire. He's been kicked on the outside, and now he is throwing around Kip Sabian. Look at this aggression, look at this power, look at this strength, and look at this performance by the show stealer Nathan Cruz.
Yeah, of course, Kip Sabian spent a lot of time in this matchup on the offense, but of course that is tiring him out too. And here we go. Jestyn Rees saving his partner, coming in illegally and taking the bullet for his team.
Oh, and he's up on his shoulders, he calls this the show stolen.
That might be it right there.
Center of the ring, this one, we've got champions. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I have no idea how Kip Sabian managed to kick out of that one. That was a finish anywhere around the world, but somehow, some way, Kip Sabian kicking out, and this is Nathan Cruz on his own. Let's face it, Maxted has been down and out since tagging out. This is 2-on-1 at this point.
Cruz didn't see a tag was made. A tag was made to Jestyn Rees, and Cruz is unaware of it.
Kip Sabian, not the legal man here.
Nathan Cruz jumping in, and here he is, the big man.
Oh, and Cruz up and over. And look at that lung blower. Lung blower. This could be it.
Outstanding. The atmosphere here is electric. Adam Maxted is back on the apron.
Kip Sabian's down and out. Jestyn Rees is down. In comes Adam Maxted.
Oh, is this too soon to make the tag? The legal man is Maxted springboard up to the top. Oh, look at that.
Flying sling blade.
Oh, new champions, and Kip Sabian saves it for his team. Incredible
this
match.
This one is falling apart before our eyes. I have no idea what kind of turn this is going to take next.
Incredible match here in the WOS arena. And the stakes are higher than they've ever been for any of these men, because any moment now we will have the first tag team champions on this program, and Nathan Cruz. Oh.
Cruz and Sabian doing battle on the outside, leaving Jestyn Rees and Adam Maxted in the center of the ring. Could this be it? Big body slam from Maxted.
It's anyone's game here, and it could be Adam Maxted's chance to shine here. Oh!
So attempted from the second row. Impressive athleticism, but Jestyn Rees just one step ahead of the game.
You know what they're going for is that tag team move. We've seen this before. Up with a springboard and down with a neck breaker. Oh, Cruz needs to do something. Cruz needs to do something, and Maxted needs to kick out, and we have champions.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and the new WOS Tag Team Champions, Jestyn Rees and Kip Sabian.
What a matchup, and finally Jestyn Rees gets his hands on the gold, accompanied with Kip Sabian. What a performance, and what a finish to that matchup.
The celebration starts now for Superbad Kip Sabian and Jestyn Rees, the alpha male, our new WOS Tag Team Champions. Wow.
Joy etched on their faces, of course, desolation for the team of Cruz and Maxted. They cannot believe how close they came to tasting the gold.
Well, what an incredible final. It was everything we hoped it would be, and what an incredible performance by our new champions. But I have to tell you guys, I was impressed, as was this crowd, with Adam Maxted and Nathan Cruz, who gave you of their soul, and unfortunately for them, tonight just wasn't their night. What an emotional moment for these two men who have taken it to the highest levels of British tag team wrestling, and this crowd appreciating what they are seeing.
Oh my gosh!
Expecting this. Look at Nathan Cruz. He's taken the loss badly. Let's not forget who ate the pinfall in this matchup. It was Adam Maxted, the rookie, costing the veteran Nathan Cruz his chance at glory tonight.
After such an amazing match, how could he do this to his tag team partner and best friend? What about the bromance? Don't do this, Nathan.
What's he going for here? And this
is the devastation of not winning those championships. And a long blow hanging from the top row.
Why, Nathan? Why? How could he do this?
Truly shocking scenes here in the WOS arena. We're going to be straight back. Don't you dare go anywhere.
sports entertainment. We are trained professionals. Injuries can happen. Don't be a mug. Don't try this on.
Welcome back to WOS, and truly shocking scenes before the commercial break as we crown new tag team champions, and Nathan Cruz attacked his best friend and tag team partner, Maxted.
Shocking indeed, Alex, but right now it's time for our main event. If Jestyn Sysum is victorious, he finally gets a crack at Rampage.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the main event of the evening. Introducing to you firstly, weighing in at 210 pounds from Gloucester, Jestyn Sysum!
The best pure athlete in British wrestling today has carved a real strong path for himself in this series. But will that road come to an end as he takes on not one, but two opponents, and not just any opponents, two opponents who are a brotherhood of pain linked to Rampage? This one may not be good for Sysum.
Yeah, this is a man who just will not quit. Well, he's going to be up against it tonight. It's 2-on-1.
And his opponents, the East End Butcher, Samuels, and CJ
Well, here they come, the two men that are looking to prevent Jestyn Sysum's path to the champion Rampage.
What a fearsome match this is going to be for Jestyn Sysum. Imagine having to face just one of these two. CJ Banks, the angriest man in the world, perhaps.
That was frightening.
Well, Sysum obviously feels the same as I do, that there's no reason he should be in there with two men.
Of course.
Yeah, and this is when reality bites. Jestyn Sysum backing away into the corner. He knows the world of trouble he's just found himself in this handicap match.
But here's a question, Stu. Jestyn Sysum seems to be the epitome of everything you said you want from a champion.
Exactly. He also is very aware, Stu, that he's outnumbered, most importantly.
Look, here's the deal. I'm a big admirer of Jestyn Sysum, but I want to make sure that the people who get a crack at Rampage, our champion, let's not forget, they have to earn it.
Let me tell you, there's going to be no love in this one, but it is going to be tough for Jestyn Sysum, who's attacked from behind by the East End Butcher, Samuels.
There you go, the numbers game immediately coming into play, and it just goes to show how important it is to have eyes in the back of your head in this kind of matchup. And it's all legal, remember, it's a 2-on-1 handicap match. You want to be the champion, Jestyn? Let's see how badly you want it.
Samuels, no finesse, inside the squared circle. He's a brawler, he's tough, he's rugged, and he is now being outclassed by Jestyn Sysum.
Beautiful. Now, this is why I am a lifelong fan of Jestyn Sysum. He truly is a hero among men.
This crowd has really taken to Sysum, a newcomer to WOS, and I have to tell you, the more I see of this man, the more I'm impressed by him.
And have a look at this on the outside. The calming influence of all people is CJ Banks, the angriest man on the planet.
And he just stared straight at you, Stu. He's showing you with that look that no matter what you throw in front of him, he's going to try and overcome that obstacle.
He's not going to win anything by staring at me. He has his hands full.
And now we go to a one-in, one-out style of match. Referee Steve Linsky has got order in this one, and that's going to at least try and even the playing field for Jestyn Sysum. Oh, that didn't last very long with Samuels. You cannot take your eyes off the East End Butcher.
Samuels sadistically beating away on Jestyn Sysum, and this is exactly where Samuels wants this fight to go. And all that brawl, there's only going to be one winner in my book, and that's Samuels.
Sysum comes back with those European uppercuts, but he cannot get distracted by CJ Banks on the outside, as hard as that is, as he gets whipped into the ropes and takes a knee in the back.
Oh, look at that. Almost no reaction from Jestyn Sysum. He's almost impervious to pain there. CJ Banks Let's not forget who's behind you just inside him. It's the Butcher.
Look at CJ Banks playing the innocent angel there on the apron, please.
They say that the definition of insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results. Justin Sysum repeatedly was distracted and the result remained the same, and now it's costing him big in our main event.
Yeah, look at this, CJ Banks, the angry CJ Banks in there to do as much damage as he can to his fallen opponent, Justin Sysum. Look at the face of CJ Banks, that man is a lunatic.
You gotta wonder if Justin Sysum is a lunatic for accepting this match in the first place. This is hard to watch.
Coming in from the outside and tearing Justin Sysum down once again.
And what a night it's been. Here in the WOS arena, we started things off with Rampage defending that title against Davey Boy Smith Jr. We crowned new tag team champions, and we saw the breakdown of the bromance between Adam Maxted and Nathan Cruz, and now we're here in our main
Don't
event.
even remind me of that. I'm still heartbroken.
And what kind of celebration must be going on in the locker room right now between Jestyn, Rees and Kip Sabian? The new champs, they must be glugging champagne as we speak.
Champagne that you probably paid for, Stu.
I didn't pay for any of that, I assure you of that. I'm saving my money.
Now CJ Banks off the ropes with that elbow.
I assume you bought champagne with all the fines from Steve Linsky.
I'll buy him a bottle of Bucks Fizz, how's that?
Oh, so magnanimous. CJ Banks getting nothing but hatred from this crowd in the WOS arena. They're so vocal tonight.
They are loud, and they love Sysum. But Sysum has got a massive hill to climb if he wants even to get back to a standing position and some kind of offense, because he tumbles to the outside and it's not looking good for Justin.
There we go. CJ Banks distracting the referee. The Butcher shot Samuels on the outside, taking full advantage.
Look at this.
Superb teamwork.
Well, those walls outside the ring are here to protect our fans from the wrestlers, but not to protect the wrestlers from the outside of the ring. Sysum there reaching out to our fans, trying to get that much-needed adrenaline rush to get back in this one. But it's going to take more than adrenaline. He's in there with two of the toughest men in WOS, and it's not looking good.
But let's face it, we saw last week Crater overcoming the odds in a handicap match, which is why I put Justin Sysum in this match. I know it can be done because Crater showed us it was possible.
Just a 2 count there from referee Steve Linsky. And I can assure everybody here that with Rampage defending that title successfully against Davey Boy Smith Jr., if Justin Sysum does not win this one, they will politic their way out of ever giving Justin Sysum a title shot that many think he deserves. Oh!
Yeah, Justin Sysum is drinking at the Last Chance Saloon today.
I gotta tell you, it's not looking good for Justin Sysum. Looks like he's been absolutely rocked. Here's the pin, but there's fight left in the superhuman Justin Sysum.
They call him superhuman for a reason. As he climbs to his feet, he tries with all he has, and every chance he gets, he looks at Stu Bennett and wonders why. And now he's wondering what that impact was. Well, that, Justin, was the floor.
Every time he looks me dead in the eye and tries to send me a message, Shaw Samuels smacks him on the back and throws him to the outside and gives him a message of his own.
Also,
It's not a message coming from Shaw Samuels. Right there, it was coming from CJ Banks. And once again, masterful, and I hate to give him credit, illegal tactics. It meant that referee Steve Linsky saw nothing.
You can see exactly why Rampage has surrounded himself with these two men. They are just quality through and through. High-quality human beings.
I mean, that is a very warped way of seeing the situation, Stu. And now, Justin sent off the ropes. Ducks a clothesline. Ducks a second. Comes back and a flying clothesline of his own.
yes, there's the fire we want to see from Justin Sysum. He's back in the game.
He's got some breathing room, but let's not forget on the... Oh, here we go. CJ Banks.
And listen to this crowd. CJ Banks is in the wrong part of town, and Justin Sysum's going to move him into a new postcode.
It's about time CJ Banks pays for his sins. All of that kerfuffle on the outside. Get him, Justin.
Flying clothesline in the corner on Samuels, and a second for CJ Banks. And Justin Sysum, for the first time in this contest, is on fire into an elbow. And don't lose an eye on CJ Banks. What's going on here? Up to the second, and a crossbody.
Wow.
Huge crossbody on both men, and somehow, some way, Justin Sysum is digging deep, and he has both opponents flat.
What is this? What's that? Oh, come on.
Rampage is in the house. The champ is here.
And what convenient timing, may I add. Here to distract Jestyn Sysum as our WOS champion, Rampage. Jestyn's got to keep his head in the game. He's got to stay focused.
He's just keeping a very close eye on what is going on here.
This match, our main event, is ground to a halt now. And there's a stare down between the champion and the challenger.
Once again, a huge spear through the middle and top rope from the outside. I've never seen that before in the world of professional wrestling. How on earth does he manage that?
Discus lariat, and that's why they call this man Jestyn Sysum. And those words will be even truer as he scales to the top rope. And keep an eye on this man muscle bouncing Jestyn Sysum.
450 splash.
2 and a 3, and Sysum wins.
Yes! Yes!
Well, how on earth Jestyn Sysum managed to pull that off, I have no idea, but I'll hand it to him right now. That was impressive, and he's just earned himself a future crack at Rampage.
He has done it. Jestyn Sysum victorious here tonight. I can't wait to see what else he has in store for us. Join us next week for the Ultimate Showdown on WOS Wrestling.
Next week, the bromance is over. And for one of these former teammates, it will be the end of their WOS journey too. In the Ultimate Ladder Match, it's winner takes all. But the loser leaves town for good. Grado returns, but this time, he's got something to hide.
Oh no, blasphemy. And one of the biggest mysteries may just be solved.
And it's 3-on-1 in a special challenge match. But beware, because that one is Crater. You've seen the show. Soon you can see WOS Wrestling live on tour.